Welcome to tonight's matchup between the Lake City Trojans and your McBain Ramblers. Jumping for the Trojans is number 32, Tyler Davis, and for the Ramblers is number 5, Drew Hamilton. McBain wins the tip-off. Kason Pollington takes it up for the Ramblers. Passes over to Haverkamp. Haverkamp uses a screen by Brunick, goes around, shoots around the wing. No good. Rebounded by Rodenbaugh, and that putback is in. 2 points for Rodenbaugh. First 2 points of the game. Helsel takes it up for the Trojans. Passes over to 33. Down low to Root. Root goes up for 2. No good. Rebounded by Hamilton over to Haverkamp. Haverkamp passes over to Rodenbaugh. Rodenbaugh over to Brunick up top. Brunick passes to Pollington. Pollington pulls up the 3. No good. Rebounded by Haverkamp. Haverkamp goes around, brings it back out to the 3-point line. Dribbles around the horn, goes up for a layup, no good. Rebounded by Davis. Gives it to Helsel. Helsel now passes to 25, Fox, who gives it over to Stanley. Stanley's going to drive, loses the ball. It's going to stay with the Trojans. Yes. Stanley takes it out, inbounds it to Helsel. Helsel brings it around the horn. Gives it off to Stanley. Stanley passes to Fox in the corner. Over to 20. Helsel over to Fox. To Stanley. Stanley pulls the 3. 3 is no good. Rebounded by Rodenbaugh, given to Haverkamp. Haverkamp passes over to Hamilton. Hamilton down low to Brunick, wide open underneath, no good. Gets his own rebound. Passes to Rodenbaugh. Rodenbaugh goes up for 2, and it's good. Helsel with the ball now for the Trojans. Passes over to Fox in the corner. Gives it over to Stanley. Stanley over to, attempts to go to Davis. Stolen by Brunick. Hamilton. Hamilton goes up for the layup, and it's good. Helsel with the ball. Over to Stanley. Stanley's going to drive. Goes up for 2. His 2 is good. 2 for Stanley. Haverkamp walks it up for the Ramblers. Kicks it out to Pollington in the corner for the 3. 3 is no good. Rebounded by Hamilton. Hamilton now gives it back to Haverkamp. Haverkamp uses a double screen. Goes back. Calls out a play. Gets some reset. Over to Pollington. Pollington to Brunick. Brunick's going to drive the lane. No good. Gets his ball back. Gives it to Pollington over to Rodenbaugh. Rodenbaugh for the 3. 3 is no good. Rebounded by Root. Excuse me. Helsel for the Trojans. Stolen by Brunick for real this time. Brunick's going to go all the way. Gets fouled on the way up. He's going to get to go to the line for 2. Foul was called on 33. Stanley, that's his first, team's first. His first free throw is good. Second free throw's up, no good. Rebounded by Helsel after being tipped a lot down low. Helsel now is just going to drive, open lane, loses the ball, and it's going to be Rambler ball. Also went in to drive there, got it knocked out of his hands, went to try and grab it back, and it went out of bounds, so it'll be Rambler ball. Haverkamp now for the Ramblers. Hands off to Rodenbaugh. Rodenbaugh over to Pollington. Pollington pulls the three. Three is no good. Rebounded by Brunick. They're going to get a foul on him. Over and back type situation there. Over the back. Helsel passes to Stanley. Stanley back to Helsel. Helsel pulls the two. It's blocked by Rodenbaugh. Haverkamp takes it up for the Ramblers. He drives. Drive is no good. He's going to get to go to the line for two, though. Foul was called on Helsel, his first, team's second. His first free throw's up and good. Second free throw's up in the air, and it's good. Helsel will once again take it up for the Trojans. He's going to go to drive the lane, got stopped. He passes over to Root. Root now over to Stanley. Stanley loses the ball. It ends up in Hamilton's hands, down to Brunick. Brunick goes up for two, no good. Rebounded by Helsel. Helsel passed it to Stanley. It was knocked out of his hands by Pollington. Pollington goes for the layup. There was a foul before the shot. They called it on the floor, so foul was called on Stanley, his second, team's third. Lineup change for the Trojans. Haverkamp passes into Rodenbaugh. Rodenbaugh over to Hamilton to Pollington. Pollington pulls the three. Three is no good. Rebounded by Fox. Gives it to Spears. Back to Fox. Fox drives the lane. Gets stopped. They're going to get a travel. Lake City coming up with some aggressive offenses, driving lanes when they can, and dishing out if they get stopped. Haverkamp passes to Pollington. Pollington over to Hamilton. Hamilton's going to drive the lane. Kicks back out to Haverkamp. Wide open three, no good. Rebounded by King. Passes to Spears. To Fox in the corner, down low to Davis. Yes. Blocked by Rodenbaugh. Ends up with Haverkamp to Brunick down low. Layup's no good. It's rebounded by Brunick, and it makes that too. Helsel now drives the lane, goes up for two. His two is no good. Rebounded by Pollington. Over to Haverkamp. Haverkamp gives it to Pollington. Back to Haverkamp. Haverkamp steps back a second, calls a play, gets them set. Gives it over to Hamilton. Rodenbaugh up top to Pollington in the corner. Back up top to Brunick. Brunick shoots the three. Three is good. 3 points for Brunick. Spears takes it up for the Trojans. Spears is going to drive the lane, goes up for two, no good. But he gets to go to the line for two. Foul was called on Brunick. That'll be his second, team's second. First free throw's up in the air and is good. Subs coming in for both teams. Thomas Maloney and Max Ealing for the Ramblers. Brunick and Pollington come out. 24, Rude, and somebody else came in for the Trojans. Second free throw is no good. Rebounded by Ealing. He gives it over to Haverkamp to take up for the Ramblers. All right, Haverkamp just pulls the long three. Three is no good. Rebounded by Maloney. Maloney passes over to Ealing. Ealing back to Haverkamp. 50 seconds on the clock. Gives it over to Rodenbaugh. Rodenbaugh down low to Maloney. Maloney goes up for two. Too strong off the glass. It's rebounded by Rude. He gives it to Spears. Over to Stanley. Stanley's going to drive the lane. Kicks it over to Rude. Too far off to the side. It goes out of bounds. It'll be McBain ball. Haverkamp passes over to Maloney. Maloney kicks it back up to the top by Hamilton. To Rodenbaugh. To Ealing. Haverkamp. Haverkamp to Rodenbaugh. Rodenbaugh's going to shoot the three. Three is no good. Rebounded by Ealing, given to Hamilton. That is the end of the first quarter. Your McBain Ramblers 14, Lake City Trojans 3. It's snack time, brought to you by Little Town Jerky. Going into the second quarter, it'll be Trojan ball. Ball is inbounded to Helsel. They're going to get Helsel with a travel. Tough defense put up by Haverkamp, forcing him to pick it up and then move both of his feet. Haverkamp now with the ball for the Ramblers. Passes over to Hamilton. To Rodenbaugh. Rodenbaugh swings it over to Maloney. Up to Ealing. Ealing back to Ealing over to Haverkamp. Haverkamp's going to drive. Goes up for two. His two is good. Helsel with the ball for the Trojans. Goes over to Fox. It gets kicked to Stanley, over to Root. Root to Davis. It's knocked out of his hands by Hamilton. It finds its way to Haverkamp. Haverkamp's going to go all the way. Goes up for two. His two is good. Passed over to Root. Root gets it down low to Stanley. Stanley wide open for two. Haverkamp walks it up. Gets a screen from Hamilton. Gonna drive the lane, goes up for 2, and it's good. Helsel swings it over to Stanley. It's pass is blocked by Thomas Maloney. Maloney's gonna go all the way, pulls up for 2. His 2 is good. Helsel now kicks it out to Root in the corner. Root's gonna drive the lane, goes up for 2, and it's good. Haverkamp just drives the lane, goes up for 2. His 2 is good. Nice and easy offense, just drive the open lane. Helsel now for the Trojans. He's gonna drive the lane, kicks it out to Root in the corner. Root's gonna get it down low to Davis. Hamilton knocks the ball out of bounds, doesn't quite let him have it. Spears checks in for Helsel for the Trojans. Stanley's gonna take the ball out. He inbounds it to Root, who gives it to Spears. Spears over to Fox. To Davis. Davis swings it around to Root. Root over to Fox in the corner. Passes long to Spears. It's stolen by Haverkamp. Haverkamp bounces it off his own foot. It'll be Trojan ball. Subs in for the Ramblers. Number 25, Skierbeck for Hamilton. Stanley passes to Spears. Spears to Root. Root swings it down low to Fox down below. It's blocked by Rodenbach. Ealing rebounds it, gives it to Haverkamp. Haverkamp kicks it over to Ealing. Ealing drives, gives it to Haverkamp. Haverkamp pulls it back, sets up a play, passes over to Rodenbach. Rodenbach gives it to Skierbeck. Skierbeck over to Maloney. Maloney gives it to Ealing. Ealing's going to drive. Kicks it back out to Rodenbach. Rodenbach to Haverkamp. Haverkamp's going to pull the 3. The 3 is good. Spears is going to take it up for the Trojans. Passes long to Root. Root gives it over to Fox up top. To Spears in the corner for the open 3. 3 is no good. Tipped out of bounds by Rodenbach. It'll stay with the Trojans. Number 4, Miller checks in for the Trojans. Root comes out. Ball is stolen by Haverkamp. Haverkamp's going to go up all the way. Goes up for 2. His 2 is good. Spears walks it up slow for the Trojans. Kicks it over to Miller in the corner. Miller back to Spears. Spears is going to go around, gives it to 33, Stanley. Stanley goes up for 2. His 2 is no good. Rebounded by Skierbeck. Passes over to Haverkamp. Haverkamp to Rodenbach. Rodenbach gets blocked by Davis. Haverkamp went up for 2, no good. A lot was happening right there. There was a foul called. Foul was called on Haverkamp. His first, team's first. Subs coming in, we have for the Ramblers, 24 Winkle and 20 Franklin. And then number 34 for the Trojans, Rude. Pass to Fox. They say the ball was tipped by a Rambler, so it's going to stay with the Trojans. passed into Stanley. Who passes to Miller. Miller's got an open lane. He takes it. Not quite as open as he thought. Passes Stanley to Fox in the corner. Fox is going to drive baseline. Goes up for two. His two is no good. Rebounded by Franklin. He gives it to Winkle. Winkle passes over to Franklin. Franklin's going to shoot the three. Three is good. Spears passes to Franklin. Franklin's going to steal the ball. Gives it to Winkle. Over to Maloney. To Ealing up top. Ealing's going to drive. Kicks to Skierback. Hands off to Winkle. Winkle resets. Pass to Franklin. Franklin's going to go up for two. His two is no, or three, excuse me. Three is no good. Saved by Skierback. Ooh. It was saved by Skierback, and then it got into a Trojan's hands, and as he was running back in, he kind of ran into a Trojan. So, foul was called on Skierback. Team second, his first. Stanley takes it up for the Trojans. Pass to Fox. Fox is going to drive the lane. Pulls up for a two. His two is no good. Rebounded by Maloney. Maloney gives it to Winkle. Winkle passes over to Franklin. Down low to Maloney. Maloney kicks it to Ealing in the corner. Ealing drives baseline. Kicks it over to Maloney up at the wing. Maloney kicks it back to Ealing. Ealing goes and gives it to Franklin. Franklin to Winkle. Reset. It's passed over to Ealing. Ealing down low to Skierback. Skierback goes up for two, and his two is good. Stanley's going to take it up for the Trojans. It's passed to Fox. Fox over to Miller. Over to Rude. Rude's going to go up for two. His two is good. Winkle passes over to Ealing. Ealing down low to Skierback. Strong pass. Over to Maloney in the corner. He drives baseline, kicks it back to Skierback. His two is no good. It is rebounded by Helsel. Helsel's just going to take it for the Trojans. He's going to kick it over to Miller. Miller's going to drive in, kicks it out to Rude. Rude's going to shoot the three. Three is no good. Rebounded by Helsel. Maloney slides to try and steal it. Helsel still with the ball now. He's going to drive baseline. Kicks it out to Fox in the corner. Fox is going to shoot the three. His three is no good. Rebounded by Maloney. Maloney chucks up the buzzer beater, and it's good! Oh my goodness! Maloney with three defenders on him just sort of chucks the ball up, and it's good for, three. As the buzzer goes off. So at halftime, you have your McBain Ramblers 37, Lake City Trojans 9. It's snack time, brought to you by Littletown Jerky. We'll see you after halftime.
If you're looking to settle down in beautiful Central Michigan, look no further than Arrow Homes. Family owned and operated since 1972, Arrow Homes offers an innovative process of home construction that saves you money and time without sacrificing quality. Their top-of-the-line construction workers have 15 years of experience building homes. You can see some of their work on their website. They are open Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Contact them at 231-328-4318 or in their website at arrowhomes.com.
McLain Transmission and Auto Sales. Transmission repair and vehicle sales in Northern Michigan. Locally owned and operated. Being a member of the community means that we take pride in the work that we do for our neighbors. You can expect honest and expert service from us. Every repair, every sale, every time. Servicing Cadillac, Lake City, Manton, Mesick, Big Rapids, Traverse City, and surrounding areas. Located on 2730 South LaChance Road, Lake City, Michigan. Call us at 231-779-1394 or check out our website at McLaintransmission.com.
Northern Truck Service, established in 2015 by John Skierbeck. It's a full diesel mechanic shop that can do anything from changing a light bulb to a full rebuild. With a stock of most parts, they can get you back on the road in no time.
Hello everybody, welcome to the Halftime Report brought to you by Grayson Guernsey. Right now, the score is pretty lopsided. McBain with a dominant first half performance, 37, McBain 9, Lake City. So I'm going to run through the quick stats real quick. Colton Haverkamp so far has scored a total of 15 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, and has had 1 turnover. Drew Hamilton has had a total of 2 points, and then that's it. Brendan Cucci has had no points so far. Trent Brunick so far has had 6 points, 1 rebound, 1 steal, and 1 foul. Skylar Franklin, total of 3 points, 1 rebound, 1 steal. Thomas Maloney with probably one of the plays of the half with hitting that half buzzer beater half quarter, pretty cool. Has a total of 5 points, 3 rebounds, and 1 steal. Brody Skierbeck with a total of 2 points, 3 rebounds, and 1 foul. And then last but not least, well, no, not last, Josh Rodenbaugh with a total of 4 points, 1 rebound, and 2 steals. And then last but not least, Max Alien with a total of 3 rebounds and 0 points. Now, next half, my immediately the thought is Lake City. They're getting beat on every single thing that's been happening so far. I mean, when they're running offensive plays, it looks like they don't know what's going on, really. It looks like this is their first time ever playing basketball. It's not offense. I'm just making analogies by watching them. What they need to do is they need to focus up a little bit, pay attention to what's going on, and try to get some plays going and score some points. Because right now they're in a really, really bad situation. I mean, I've seen people come back from this type of score in basketball before, and it's a Lake City thing to do to come make a comeback against McBain. They just do that a lot. So, yeah, just Lake City needs to get their game back on, needs to get those rebounds, need to do some plays, and rush down the court back and forth. One thing that I've always been told in basketball is that transition periods. That is when you have to go full on, go, 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 go. That's where you score the most amount of points. And that's how McBain's been scoring a lot of their points in the transition period. And in total, Lake City just needs to get their A game back on and start focusing up a little bit. McBain is doing really, really well so far. Defensively, they've stolen the ball really, really well. And compared to the last 2 games beforehand, I think it was against Cadillac, McBain's actually doing really, really well on rebounding. It's still not the best, but they can do better on rebounding. But that will be it for the halftime report, and we'll see you in the second half.
Reedy's is a family restaurant on Main Street in McBain. Their menu has something for everyone from kids' meals and pizza or burgers to their entrees such as grilled salmon, grilled tilapia, pasta dishes, and the best barbecue ribs or chicken around. Tuesday through Thursdays, Reedy's is open from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. Fridays and Saturdays, they close at 9 p.m. And Sundays, they are not open at all. Food for your mood.
Welcome to the second half of the Jamie matchup between your Lake City Trojans and your McBain Ramblers. Starting out the second half, we have the Ramblers with the ball. Haverkamp passes over to Krudoff. Krudoff over to Brunick. To Murphy. Stolen by Davis. Given to Stanley. Stanley passes over to Helsel. Helsel to Root. Root's going to go up for the two. His two is no good. Rebounded by Haverkamp. Haverkamp passes to Cucci. Cucci passes over to Murphy. Murphy downloaded Brunick. It finds its way to Haverkamp. Haverkamp's going to shoot the three. Three is no good. Rebounded by Brunick. Brunick goes to tip it back in, gets his own rebound, gives it back to Haverkamp. Haverkamp passes over to Coochie. To Murphy. Over to Krudoff. Krudoff's going to shoot the 3. 3 is good by Krudoff. Ramblers are shooting the lights out. Stanley with the ball for the Trojans. Passes over to Helsel. Helsel's going to give it to Davis. Davis is going to attempt a post move. Gets too far under the baseline. Ends up passing to Haverkamp. An attempted shot. Haverkamp with the ball. Pulls the jumper of the 2. No good. It is rebounded. It's knocked out of bounds by a Rambler, so it's going to be Trojan ball. Stanley takes it up for the Trojans. Passes down low to Helsel. Helsel's going to go up for 2. No good. Rebounded by Brunick. Brunick gives it over to Haverkamp. Passes over to Krudoff. Krudoff looks. He gives it back to Brunick up top. Brunick gives it over to Coochie. To Murphy. To Haverkamp. Ramblers running a very patient offense. Haverkamp passes over to Krudoff. Krudoff gives it to Brunick. Brunick gives it over to Haverkamp. Haverkamp's going to pull the 3. 3 is no good. Rebounded by Krudoff. Krudoff goes up for 2. His 2 is good. Stanley with the ball for the Trojans. He passes over to Root. Root's going to give it to Fox. Fox wide open for 2. Haverkamp takes it up for the Ramblers. Passes over to Krudoff. Krudoff to Brunick up top. Brunick passes to Coochie. Coochie gives it to Murphy. Murphy gives it to Haverkamp. Haverkamp's going to drive the lane, goes up for 2. His 2 is tipped. Brunick with the rebound. Jump ball is going to be Trojan ball. Subs coming in for the Trojans, number 34. Rude. They must be related somehow. There's 2 of them. Anyway. Helsel passes over to Davis. Davis to Rude. Rude goes up for 2. His 2 is no good. Rebounded by Murphy. Murphy gives it to Haverkamp. Haverkamp passes over to Coochie. Coochie gives it to Murphy. Murphy passes over to Krudoff. Ends up with Brunick after the pass was tipped. Brunick goes up for 2. His 2 is no good. Rebounded by Root. Gives it to Helsel. Helsel passes to Fox. Fox drives the lane, pulls up the 2 jumper. No good. Rebounded by Brunick. Brunick dishes off to Haverkamp. Haverkamp sort of just dribbling around. Gives it to Brunick. Brunick's going to drive. Loses the ball, regains the ball, gives it to Haverkamp. Haverkamp pops the 3. 3 is no good. Rebounded by Fox. He takes off for the Trojans. Pulls it back, passes to the half-court line. Rude grabs the ball. It's over and back. Subs coming in for the Ramblers, number 44, Ealing, and 34. Whole lineup change. Rodenbaugh, Skierbeck, Franklin, and Maloney all come in too. And some people for the Trojans. I think the only sub for them was King. Davis going to sit down. Franklin inbounds to Ealing. Ealing goes up for 2, no good. It's rebounded by King. He passes to Helsel, who takes it up for the Trojans. He's going to drive. Back up top, he passes to Root. Root's going to drive the lane. He loses the ball. It's out of bounds. It's going to be Rambler ball. Rodenbaugh takes it up for the Ramblers. Passes over to Maloney. Gives it to Ealing. Ealing down low to Franklin. Franklin goes up for two, kind of tripped on the way. No good. It's rebounded by Root, who gives it to Helsel. Helsel passes, or it ends up with Fox, and Fox shoots the three. It's good. Rodenbaugh pulls the jumper up around free throw line. It was no good, but there was a foul called on the Ramblers. Foul was called on Ealing, his first, team's first. Rude passes it in to Helsel. Helsel is going to take it up. Helsel sort of working the defense a little bit. He's going to drive. Gets fouled on the way up. He gets to go to the line for two. Foul was called on Franklin, his first, team's second. First free throw is no good. Second free throw is also no good. It is rebounded by Ealing. He gives it to Maloney. Maloney gives it to Rodenbaugh. Rodenbaugh over to Skierbeck. Gives it to Ealing. Ealing's going to drive the middle, pulls up the jumper, and it's good. 2 points for Ealing. Helsel is now going to take it up for the Trojans. Helsel goes to drive, is caught by defenders. His shot is rebounded by Ealing, who gives it to Rodenbaugh. Ends up with Maloney. It ends up out of bounds, but a Trojan went to save it. So it was out of bounds on a Trojan. So, McBain ball. Rodenbaugh inbounds to Fox. Fox is going to go for the Trojans, goes up all the way, and it's good. Rodenbaugh passes to Ealing. Down low to Franklin. Franklin wide open for two. Stanley inbounds to Rude. Rude gives it right back. Skyler steals the ball from Stanley. He's going to go up all the way, goes up for two. His two is good. It's kicked over to Rude. Rude's going to go up for two. His two is blocked. Rebounded by Rodenbaugh. Rodenbaugh's going to drive around, kicks it out to Maloney in the corner. Maloney gives it to Franklin. Franklin sets up for the three. His three is no good. Knocked out of bounds by Fox. So it's going to be Rambler ball. 1.1 seconds left on the clock. This is going to have to be a excellent example of catch and shoot. And the shot is no good. It was inbounded to Rodenbaugh, a little too strong off the glass. Going into the fourth quarter, you have your score as McBain Ramblers 48, Lake City Trojans 16. It's snack time, brought to you by Little Town Jerky. Rambler ball going into the fourth quarter. Franklin's going to take it out. Inbounds it to Rodenbaugh. It's given to Maloney. To Franklin. Franklin gives it to Skierbeck. Skierbeck shoots the three. Three is good. Stanley's going to take it up for the Trojans. Passes down long to Hudson. Out of bounds. It's going to be Rambler ball. Rodenbaugh calls out a play as he goes down, gives it off to Ealing. Ealing's going to drive the wide open lane, goes up for two. His two is too strong off the glass, rebounded by Stanley. Given to Spears. Spears kicks it to King down below. He loses the ball, is out of bounds. It's going to be Rambler ball. Rodenbaugh takes it up for the Ramblers, calls out a play as he goes, gives it over to Skierbeck. Over to Franklin. Franklin's going to just pull the three. 3 rebounds long to Stanley. Stanley's going to drive the lane, goes up for 2. His 2 is no good, rebounded by Rodenbaugh. Rodenbaugh passes down low to Skierbeck. Skierbeck's going to kick it back out to Ealing. Ealing's going to shoot the 3. 3 is good. Spears passes to Stanley. Stanley to Fox. Fox over to Hudson up top. To King. Stanley, attempted steal by Maloney, gets to Fox in the corner. Fox shoots the 3, and his 3 is good. Rodenbaugh's just going to pull up with a 3. His 3 is no good. Out of bounds. It's going to be Trojan ball. Whole new lineup for the Ramblers, plus a couple for the Trojans. Number 24, Keegan Rude, this time. Spears with the ball. He's going to drive the lane, kicks it out to Rude up at the 3. Shoots 3. 3 is no good. Out of bounds. It's going to be Rambler ball. Winkle is going to take it up for the Ramblers. Winkle to Pollington. Pollington to Murphy. To Cucci. To Winkle. Recalls the play, has him get reset. Gives it to Murphy to Cucci. To Winkle in the corner. Winkle brings it back up to reset once again. Gives it to Cucci. To Murphy. Murphy to Pollington. To Hamilton. To Murphy. Down low to Cucci. Cucci goes up for 2, no good. Rebounded by Hudson. Gives it to Stanley, who gives it to Spears. Back to Stanley. Stanley goes up for 2. Tries to pass to Kelsey. It's off his foot. Ends up with Pollington. Pollington bounce pass to Murphy. Murphy goes up for 2. No good. Rebounded by Hudson. It's out of bounds, so it'll stay the Rambler ball. Cucci takes it out. Inbounds to Pollington. Pollington goes up for 2, is blocked. Rude with the rebound. Gives it to Stanley. Gives it to number 11. to Hudson. Hudson's going to dribble around. Gives it back to 11. 11's going to go up for 2. No good. Rebounded by Winkle. Winkle passes to Cucci. Cucci down low to Pollington. Nice pass by Brennan Cucci. The 2 was no good. Rebounded by Stanley. Stanley picks up his dribble, passes to Rude. Rude to Hudson. Hudson to 30 in the corner. It was blocked, rebounded by Murphy, who gives it to Winkle. Over to Cucci. Cucci up for the long 3, no good. Kelsey with the rebound. Gives it over to Stanley. Stanley drives. They're going to get him with a travel. Rambler ball. Krudoff checking in for the Ramblers. Hamilton coming out. Helsel coming in for the Trojans along with Miller. Winkle with the ball for the Ramblers, passes over to Cucci. Cucci now bounce passes to Krudoff. Krudoff down low to Murphy. Murphy goes up for 2, and it's good. 2 points for Murphy. Helsel with the ball. They're going to get a foul. Foul was called on Brennan Cucci, his first, team's first. Ball is inbounded to Miller. Miller gives it to Swanson. Swanson to Kelsey. Bounces it off his head. Out of bounds on a Rambler. It's going to stay with the Trojans. Swanson with the ball for the Trojans. Passes over to Miller. Ball is stolen by Pollington. Pollington picks up his dribble, gives it to Krudoff, who gives it to Winkle. Winkle passes over to Krudoff. Back to Winkle. Winkle pulls it back to set up the play. Passes over to Murphy. Gives it to Krudoff. To Pollington. To Cucci. Cucci over to Krudoff. Back to Murphy up top. Over to Winkle. To Pollington. Pollington's going to shoot the 3. 3 is good. 3 points for Pollington. Helsel with the ball for the Trojans. Passes to Miller in the corner. Miller pump fakes, goes up for 2. His 2 is no good. Rebounded by Winkle. Winkle holds the ball. Winkle's going to pull up the 3. 3 is no good. Rebounded by Helsel. Nope, there's a scuffle on the floor. Helsel is jumping on 1 foot. Oh. Ball was rolling back to Helsel. He didn't quite get there. Winkle comes sliding in, but he slid right out of bounds with the ball. Helsel subbing out. Spears comes in. Spears is going to take it up for the Trojans. Passes over to Swanson, back to Spears. Spears has got a wide open lane, chooses to pass it to Swanson out at the 3-point line. His 3 is good. Winkle kicks it over to Pollington. Pollington gets a screen. Calls out a play. Gives it to Cucci. It's off his foot, out of bounds. Rambler ball. Or, excuse me, Trojan ball. It was off a Rambler. $15 seconds left. Spears now. Goes and drives. His 2 is no good. Rebounded by Pollington. Pollington's just going to walk it up, and that is the end of your game for you. McBain Ramblers 59, Lake City Trojans 21. We'll see you for the next game, your varsity boys versus the Lake City Trojans.
Here at Shepherd's Agency in downtown McBain, we are your local and trusted source for all your insurance needs. We truly appreciate our clients and we work hard to provide them with the best coverage at a fair price. If you're not already a client of ours, contact us and let us see what we can do for you. Call us at 231-825-2411. Stop in the office or visit us online at shepherdsagency.com.
Come shop at the family-owned Lakeside Ace Hardware, where you'll always leave satisfied. We pride ourselves at giving customers top-of-the-line products such as Benjamin Moore paint, Traeger grills, Uni ovens, and much more. We provide great tools from companies like Milwaukee and DeWalt, but our best product is our customer service. Our friendly staff is always happy to help you get what you need to make a perfect house better. The price is always right here at Lakeside Ace Hardware.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
And welcome to the post-game wrap-up show brought to you by Grayson Guernsey. And the final score of the game would be McBain 57, Lake City 19, I believe. Going over the final stat sheets for the McBain Ramblers. Colton Haverkamp had a total of 15 points, 3 rebounds, 3 steals, and had 1 turnover, and he was 2 for 2 on free throws. Drew Hamilton had a total of 2 points, and that's it. Brendan Cucci, okay, Trenton Brunick had a total of 5 points, 5 rebounds, 1 steal. Skylar Franklin had a total of 7 points, 1 rebound, and 1 steal. Thomas Maloney had a total of 5 points, 3 rebounds, and 1 steal. Brody Skierbeck had a total of 5 points and I believe 3 rebounds. Joshua Kurvoff had a total of 5 points and 1 rebound. Josh Rodenbaugh had a total of 4 points and 3 rebounds and 2 steals. Kason Pollington had a total of Carter Murphy had a total of 2 points and 3 rebounds. Kason Pollington had a total of 3 points and 2 steals. and McLain had a total of 5 points and 4 rebounds. And that'll be it for the JV game. And coming up is a varsity basketball game against Lake City, and we'll see you then.
If you're looking to settle down in beautiful Central Michigan, look no further than Arrow Homes. Family owned and operated since 1972, Arrow Homes offers an innovative process of home construction that saves you money and time without sacrificing quality. Their top-of-the-line construction workers have 15 years of experience building homes. You can see some of their work on their website. They're open Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m.